somebody occupying a seat once occupied by the Venerable G.H. Mensah, the Venerable Papa Uzwankoma, or Seiche Mensah Bonsu. Look at the depth and the substance of these personalities. When they rose to speak on Parliament, look at the command they commanded across the aisle. And look at how this seat has now been so bastardized and depraved by a noisemaker who cannot even read and research and get his facts right. So I will go to prison in his brain, and I will have onerous bill terms in his brain.
If today you are insulting Afenyo-Markin, using unprintable words on my person, hiring social media people going to sit at studios of FM stations, TV stations, use vulgar language. The very thing that if you give them a snap, a Bible, a Quran to swear, whether it is true, they cannot. They are saying it for politics. I won't question you. I won't say anything. I won't sue you. But bear in mind that which you cherish melts. That one day.
And Sammy Gyamfi on Alexander Afenyo-Markin, the minority leader. Ha! Sammy Gyamfi no one eternal. And
how can Sammy Gyamfi, under whose tenure the gold board has exported 170 tons of gold through former channels and brought into this country over 17 billion United States dollars in 1.5 years, face onerous bill terms? Under your tenure, not a gram of gold produced in Ghana was refined in Ghana.
But wait, among for me the petition, I call. Say you go for your investigation because Sammy Gyamfi, the chief executive officer, the gold board, I say the minority leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin, or extortionist, or a blackmailer. Now $1 million won't come up with Papa no fragadam yamfama me na me nchia se no mfa am say ye fra Afenyo-Markin say be responding to this particular allegation or say Jesus Christ can ask him. No, can ask me them say, Chama,
you think today you have the power? Abuse me, it's okay. I won't go to court. I won't say anything bad. You can say that, oh, you undermining me and say whatever. J.H. Mensah went through words. J. Mensah Bones went through words. My brother are too forcing. Sometimes, I know we are mobile. Minority leader. It's not an easy office. Minority leader. Sometimes you can be lonely. When everything is going round, you have to do the heavy lifting. I'm ready to do a heavy lifting for this party NPP.
Wow. O force Chief Justice get to the Rabase Kitokono. Emma on panel judges because you were free majority, a minority. No. And now, yes, I would in here. On can watch them. Aquano ayo, and now on your head. Oh, yes, Extortionist ampa. Now, Agnes, I mean, I you go for it to me investigating, but Solomon Owusu Emma United Party on another person a petition Yoko. So we investigating Alexander Afenyo-Markin on that $1 million extortion now. Sammy Gyamfi blame no. So almost on go quarter. And the one if the mountain fails to go to Muhammad will come to the mountain. Into Omo else more Yoko. So I don't go Yoko. Almost more you could say you come running. Now, Afenyo-Markin, what this could be, and the end. Ain't no own to me defending from court now. And as we know, also on person obey divert attention. Nuntia. As a me who say divert attention, be no divert you. Nasikana here as some more. Ebianampa, wayampa, and now let me judge me. The right here no for what 10 year for naked truth no for to comment section na see where we are subscribe like na semonia esu enya bi we say Afenyo-Markin versus Sammy Gyamfi on the gold board 22 billion loss no and then the be aduru no adu court adu petition adu yoko adu name calling na wine ana ne ho eba be kire no kasi me din e ba ko pe Maxi Billian awo naked truth Oldboga trends so what say that mean for your memo every episode biara no the exact thing I see here the entire we can see and the entire we can see now and starting from Sammy Gyamfi gold board CEO According to Sammy Gyamfi, was say okay, abro share government accountability series no say. Sa papa na your friend Alexander Afenyo-Markin. Afenyo. The minority leader no. Was say papa no. Or extortionist. Just say ono onyawo obe ofrakadama ju sika sisi e. Ende asembia ba he wo. Wa mama say ya me mesi ato. Sa police police for huna no. Also will be papa. Sa kwa no police ni anka by now. Ghana anka waje bra che police ni bia o wiase. Na se sa nipa no. Onu ntimi wesi ne time ka ono Sammy Gyamfi na se. Because whoever calls for equity must come with a clean like a Muslim hand. Muslim ni akoye sala ohoro ne nsa ohoro ne nan ohoro ne to ohoro ne num ohoro ne nim. Nti bebia ye clean. Aso da kwagoshi hala. Nti se Afenyo-Markin se ono no ne hote. Enye adenti na we extortionist. Obi o extort amanfo di amanfo sika. Onye steady wo horo we dem say ene Afenyo be reply. Afenyo die o ma we nkoda da. Me je Afenyo di. Na papa ni wie wan say fancy when you that time no. Sa da na enya ase kode no. Obi o say JH Mensa. Papa ubusu ankoma. O say Che Mensa Bonsu once occupied the minority seat and commanded parliament with authority. Today, it has been bastardized by a noise maker, Jesus Christ.
Whether I'm G3, well, I believe you should know me better. My good brother Felix says something. He says politics is a contact sport. So when you are involved in politics, you are involved in boxing. You should be ready for tackles. You should be ready for punches. And some of us are vaccinated against political mischief. We've taken the vaccine, so we are not worried at all. But what I want to say is this. If the one under whose tenure has bought chairman as ECG, where ECG recorded a loss of 8.2 billion, is not facing any onerous bail terms. And how can Sammy Gyamfi, under whose tenure the gold board has exported 170 tons of gold through former channels and brought into this country over 17 billion United States dollars in 1.5 years, face onerous bail terms? Under your tenure, not a gram of gold produced in Ghana was refined in Ghana. Today, over 9 metric tons just this year of gold we have bought refined in Ghana. We are changing the value addition story. So you see, such statements are reckless. They are what I call the fanciful efficiencies of a palm wine bar. You take it as comic relief. And it is very sad. You see, when we say this, he says we are not insulting him. This is somebody occupying the seat once occupied by the venerable G.H. Mensa, the venerable Papa Uzwankoma, or Seiche Mensa Bonsu. Look at the depth and the substance of these personalities. When they rose to speak on parliament, look at the command they commanded across the aisle. And look at how this seat has now been so bastardized and depraved by a noisemaker who cannot even read and research and get his facts right. So I will go to prison in his brain, and I will have onerous bail terms in his brain. I'm not afraid of any intimidating tactics, because we are serving Ghana in good conscience, and our resource and posterity will speak for us.
Just say, "We are Afenyo-Markin." The question say, na NPP na say, who said the memeta kabi? Now who should take kabi? Ordinary citizen take us as a minority leader. The case now okay. As the former leaders of NPP and no more parliament. No more behave. Excuse my words, and I'm making excuse. Say as a childish way too much. As the no. As a oye movie. As a cantata be a can drama. Kuma wood. Kinso concert party be. Well, just be nim yanse nim. Sammy Gyamfi say emre na JH Mensa. Papa Owusu ankoma. O say Che Mensa Bonsu. Emo lead MPP or parliament. Either the minority side or the majority side no. Ni nim MPP for babre. No mu gina brane. Na mpenifo kasa to say we there. I said yeah, first say ye katikonto a di godi fufu. San kwan no eso form na se form no mpo anwe wo hokra na ete pai. Mo bi say yes, enkwan hwete ha. Akoko kura for na no be so pete ye no. Would say yes, nkwan na pete because nkwan no emupi. Wahu. Nkwan ye ya ben nkwan na aka na se no. On a friend impurities. And never be a woman says I want the evening and on the walk. And was uncle the bishop for my tam take. Even at minority, na NPP sample before a cassette to say, Nansa be trimpa, be kanya asem. No, see when dear. As a nano, as a aye kwasi bi mefa. As a the only nyanse bi na abetiki. And as a de unu. Cheche kule, cheche kofi yanga. Enu nkwa no de nam. Ase ni de na oye ntonyum ni yensa. Ye fense. Enu kana e oskun e fense. Music and dance ha. Ase music and dance subject bi na oye. Na ha. We nu de enye airtime. Airtime pa wa expect say minority. O me senke du sa lo no. Am say enti minority leader Afenyo-Markin na. And na o de na dream na o e sa no. Na owe na say why is it that in 2024, when the NPP made that the loss, PMMC, the precious mineral mining was not cause of the loss, but all of a sudden it's gold board. The crowd is a PMMC for no. Now almost talk gold in place of Bank of Ghana, and then the gold for oil, and the Bank of Ghana gold board so are representing the PMMC. Na adentina enay mumu no ana minority for say ye time ye boka ba nye issue ba go board aboka say the PMMC for man so boka ye ka say Bank of Ghana sentiene so gold board now no to gold no Bank of Ghana na boka ai na fa come gold board Bank of Ghana ye gold board it is a MPP for kasa it's neither here nor there. Wait, ni na enchiremu a na ekoswa na say is it 22 billion Ghana cedis car gold board for abo into insanity and when did attend Afenyo-Markin any minority for the bianya no na owi no finally me no odi twa to say almost say wadi kojo ponkro maten sa e dia tan ne. What's your difference between I'm defining who you are and I'm insulting you? Set me do what them. And not me church say we need buying, we need pursue. Yeah. Say we are cromfo ampa. Na me ga say mo hwe wan. Ase mesi. Na say akwa no cromfo. Eno no ye de wo tie ana o describe a chere manfo say we are cromfo. What does I say? Difference no. Ana ase de sa akwa no. Na nemfuno apaje say di igbo yi ne nantie akwa ka atia bi no de bi eno no me de o natural friends and body shape na me de di watem ndenu me di watem difference room eti de o ka tira Afenyo-Markin say kojo pon kroma oni di nkomo onso criticize na de bia Bank of Ghana gold board but omonte say we issue extortionist at here and that because oni say evidence no abana say asare the former deputy finance minister, the same thing. Also, it's a go board by you. I can't want a man. But who's so extortionist? Into Onkan, I said, but I found out the end of the day. One way. Or extortionist into Oka. Or this Oka. Then one said, Samson, like this on Tiasia. Or per onya Afenyo-Markin lawyer. Now Afenyo-Markin fan in court. Or be prove actually into extortionist. Hey.
Afenyo-Markin got the response he deserved. I never insulted him, and nobody can show me one word that I used that was insulting.
Even at the start, you seem to suggest that you don't know who he is.
It's part
of setting Afenyo-Markin.
Yeah. That is how you respond to somebody who projects you as being liable of a criminal offense and says that you will not be able to meet your bail conditions. And
this is all he said.
I just compared him to Kojo Ponkroma, Abna Sare. Kojo Ponkroma, Abna Sare, me, Anta, all of whom are his colleagues in parliament, NPP people, who have criticized us. And I said, when you listen to those criticisms, you see maybe lack of information, but they don't make it personal. But when you listen to him, you hear malice for Sammy Gyamfi. Either than that, who can read these IMF reports and even suggest that Sammy Gyamfi will have to meet onerous bail conditions to the tune of 22 billion, because this issue is not about Sammy Gyamfi. So you see the smear campaign there. You get my point? Then he says, Obi Antongo de Moka. In this world, the most cheapest thing to trade is water. You went and supervised 4 consecutive years of losses at Ghana Water Limited when you were board chairman, from 2017 to 2024. A cumulative loss of 3.3 billion. You were sent to ECG as board chair. You supervised another loss of 8.2 billion cedis in 2024. What on Suaboka? What on Kenya Boka? You are not asked to meet any onerous bail conditions. Sammy Gyamfi that has not incurred any loss. It is me who will meet onerous bail.
So that Afenyo, you did too much. Say someone made remember allegation. Now was out there. Say Fanuko quarter. Hey, Chairman, where do you answer? Question where party? And so be answer. Now we no say Nilante van der Poel say yes. Afenyo-Markin kasa ni nye nti eye who responding with equal measure. And I say, but we no kasa unye communicator like or no our communication no. Nti ebia okasa ni bi wo a na mfonso akra wo because one kasa yi nti opacho kra ema wo. And so I friends Nilante van der Poel we pe macho. Menena have conversation phone so waje to me say the okan no the intended say na okan no enye sa pepe na ba out e ma Ghana fo nya ho ntiase no nti wafom we me bra peni prekope nti so me da che no makumam eno Nilante van der Poel kra no e be comment on that video e ga say thank you bro nti say no how dey so bia na ba to say oni Nilante van der Poel hwi no bi o ma so to difference nti we eye NDC to NDC we na ma me kai Afenyo-Markin na so bi o kan ye wo was it KSM and I say joy and I say hey NDC to say issues will hopper but ombo mu na mo bra together no be a fit problem no omu yem say could do them no bia sa o ma sa ku but NPP omo problem even in parliament omo yem obi say we ni we nka am say and then this way enyamo I say this for you do it before you complain. Until they will tell, they will lead the town, they will do a town, they need to town, then the position a town. Until what a can unkabi. Ya can hear a part, no mudu de Manamakumtoka. But everybody end there, I say, part of intellectuals. Into one in fact, a man seven baby. That Minority Leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin says he will continue to fight for the NDC. Minority Leader Afenyo-Markin says he will continue to fight for the NPP. For the NPP. Despite criticism and insults of the parties concerned about reported losses at Goldboard, he maintains that the minority position is based on facts and says the NDC must acknowledge any policy failure that contributed to the reported losses. He is not going to fight for Ghana, for NPP. He will fight for the NPP. One sound kwasi assembly na ya me hu ana me mande no say no. Over fighting for NPP and Ghana.
If today you are insulting Afenyo-Markin, using unprintable words on my person, hiring social media people going to sit at studios of FM stations, TV stations, use vulgar language. The very thing that if you give them a snap, a Bible, a Quran, to swear whether it is true, they cannot. They are saying it for politics. I won't question you. I won't say anything. I won't sue you. But bear in mind that which you cherish melts. That one day, that is why in a noble society that I'm familiar with, it says that though distinctions amongst men exist to preserve subordination, ought no eminence of situation make you forget that we are brothers. For he who is placed at the lowest ebb of fortune's wheel is equally entitled to our regard. As a time will come, the wisest of men knows not how soon, when all distinctions, save those of goodness and mercy, a virtue, shall cease, and death, the grand level of all human, I lost the line, shall reduce us to the same state. Now, today you are in office. If yesterday I misconducted myself and disrespected my friends in opposition, I wouldn't have the moral authority to call and say, bro, you are wrong. I honored them. I respected them. They know. Sometimes they can't say it publicly, but they know that Afenyo-Markin respects brotherhood. I respect a code. I don't dishonor friendship. We are doing politics. I'm the minority leader. I will do my work. But in so doing, I have due regard for your office. So if you think today you have the power, abuse me, it's okay. I won't go to court. I won't say anything bad. You can say that, oh, you undermining me and say whatever. J.H. Mensah went through worse. Che Mensah Bones went through worse. My brother are too forcing. Sometimes, I know who are mobile. Minority leader. It's not an easy office. Minority leader. Sometimes you can be lonely. When everything is going round, you have to do the heavy lifting. I'm ready to do a heavy lifting for this party, NPP. My stepfather fought for the party. My mom fought for the party. My daddy suffered for the party. And it's my turn. I will fight for the party with a clear mind. And I won't shake. What we are telling the people of Ghana about these losses is the truth. Nothing more, nothing less. We expect the NDC to be reasonable in coming, eat humble pie, and admit that indeed policy failures resulted in this. So I'm not intimidated by all their posture, attack on our people. You know what? Their political strategy now is because they are failing on this their 24-hour economy, Yamutu. One job, 3 shifts, Yamutu. Nkukon kete Yamutu. Gold board, Omaboka. All they want to do is to divert attention, not much MP before you're corrupt. MP before you're corrupt. Then they will be sharing private messages to you. Then you'll be fighting amongst yourselves. Keep your focus. Chairman, keep your focus and lead the region. Let's charge through the storm. And I know with God on our side, with prayer, we would cross 2028, deliver majority in parliament, and deliver Jubilee House for Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia. Thank you very much. God bless all of you for coming.
Now, arise, Ghana youth for your country. Now, my soul got to about the amount. We shall win and save Ghana. The elephant party, they win the same. We shall win and save Ghana. But I said, oh, God, I say you are fighting for NPP. So where is you saving Ghana? We munina from honorable. Oh, we me koka we na maka se Manuel ya. Enyem you. We dey okan you. No Ghana who. A party first before Ghana. Me nya say. Huh? The government ni be say the vera. We papa. If you give Sammy Gyamfi and his people the Bible, the Quran, or even snaps to swear on the very matter we are holding them accountable for, they cannot do it. I'm not worried about the insults he throws at me. No, I am bothered by the people he has allegedly hired to stay in the media and insult me. Using all manner of unprintable words against me. I'm not worried at all. Facts do not need insults to defend them. Wait, Alexander Afenyo-Markin, Minority Leader. Also wants to Sammy Gyamfi hire about and then this phone be to media and also. And no did not tema. And Abdul Karim, the man of person says he did Malik Basentelli, no. And Nanu ya KJ, GIFF for CU. And the Yabo mo Yabe no. And the Afenyo said TV here. And also way. Sammy Gyamfi na hire mo. I hire mo. Now me view. I don't know but the Quran say, Yemfa Bible ntoa, Quran ntoa. Se snap ni ngosie na de beto a yen kan che gold board ni Sammy Gyamfi na nkrofo se omunswe wallahi tala omuntimi ndo nyame omunti because e be ku omo se te gare ana se no gbogbo ana se e friends anto e be ku omo se Quran na be ku omo Bible be ku omo me se Bible ni Quran na de nyame ni alafa ne bo nto ne ntamuti steady ndi o se ni na mfa edi Sammy Gyamfi de o ye ni na no hu o pebejima ni na tem from ne ekusi ade che but no kure no eba akope obegyina so aka nsasem na NDC government is using intimidation as a strategy to silence the minority. Some MPs fear speaking in parliament over BNI summons. Na we no anyam kwase. Afenyo-Markin say NPP minority for ni bi esuro so make kasa parliament because BNI friends in Bureau of National Investigators and say and some grandma sana in NIB. National Investigators Bureau. Omo ba be ye omo isamo omo ayi investigation is omo kro no a. Omo baby omo say timu ade mbuanefo wow kind of bube no comment section asema me na me refi but ne kwakwa ne say unya bone a uhun police ni say wo sha ta duntum nyane enti say unya he unfum ye now we MP now we parliament why is the BNI going to call you because so far I arrested a lot of people are belonging to the NPP. In fact parliamentarians and kwasa nkwasiambra ne bi eda wo say more immunity bi when are this hiding question constitution no a bunch of tips I from honorables now omono there's some laws via governor or money enti omo di bone na omo nwene ho no but ni na tia Afenyo-Markin say omusuro say onye bone osuro wan nti wo kasa no wo na wo supervise losses no Sammy Gyamfi say akwai waboka yen sha sem penenche no and a lot of people are saying say look yen chino na me di bedro so wo wusu di enti a what petition said $1 million be I say extortion no eno making kind ka dodo aye say Alexander Afenyo-Markin a Ghana Water Company Limited plus at ECG or say wo Sammy Gyamfi gold what one boka gold you ton gold boka and Sammy Gyamfi said the cheapest commodity Ghana water na so kro no what one boka we can in the K. Casa de heat what? Na nyaw jacket wa na de okay ana me say MP for no ampa omadizika enti omusuno so make sama bia na invite omo anaso omuni hwe na NDC for na etata omo keke wa answer no ka tell me comment section in the Bible Jesus was accused with wild allegations but he kept quiet and watched them even though he could have done anything. When a Minority Leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin on Sammy Gyamfi allegation now the friend say extortionist no or say hey Jesus Christ impo ye di na tem ye kansem gu no so ye twankontom gu no so one thing ebra are bu anukun fo no nanka ono nyankopon wu ama no tumi a odi tumi no ono ne nyame anko betuma sentrene amanka manfo ni na betwa ahwa wu wanyo oja manfo pem omo but akire no nyankopon asem no na nokure no ededi nti ono emere pa no kure be wo Afenyo say ya na interior minister honorable Muntaka Mohammed over allege say software now they aba mo ye recruitment no krono wo na de chin na we pa acho wo declare atem say or favor the NDC ade chin we pa acho wo di cameraman our parliament ade chin we pa acho wo di the deputy health minister Grace Ayensu atem say as a wafafa backyard amanfo bi ne na yibi ansa na oba benya a friend saying health the deputy health minister ayan fa ma zinato ajiman rollers and so vetting time ogopa acho unti unyai de wuye atopa bi wo ha na wapa brente na cho na nke hwatoy da now it's funny and it's not funny anymore. Just look at this embarrassment. Now embarrassment you know abra Afenyo-Markin okoko tu say ogo pemu e wo ketu south anwia much as yes na what is a galamsey na duru where nza and a friend saying big machines heavy duty machines bi na ho ye we na sa picture don na nye Ghana picture ana okopie mu awo asen say joy ana mo prove che na say o de bi wo de ba gogu mu a ye wo AI so obetimi na search mo say de bi information na say wan kan an kan document ni ana hwa ahompepre oprepre obekai na NPP bono chairman abronye ese Afenyo-Markin no kwenya mianim ni wakenkan document ni bi we lawyer na sample akenkan because okaye no wa hu be bi a che se Sammy Gyamfi aboka gold board aboka na Bank of Ghana nti we fa the minim so me na ebo no fo nti ana also for Sammy Gyamfi And I say ono ani minority leader no Afenyo-Markin on shedam penasem sa pen on penasem on pe abronya mpe Afenyo-Markin asem sa because na it's alleged say Afenyo-Markin is a Canadian Japan also mpe Kenya Japan asem and also say jama wontumi friend say any Bobia which is which and I say on Sammy Gyamfi na Afenyo na afu niti and all supporting no what would even look at them our conversation as now the Auditor General has to be determined who made losses or gains, not the IMF. The minority got it wrong in the claiming that Goldberg made losses. Solomon Owusu, Director of Communication at the United Party. Now, the question is answer, I say enka Attorney General of Ghana. And enka ADC, I say Bank of Ghana, Nasi Goldberg, Aboka. And yeah, IMF, but first one, IMF never reported. You know, I'm a friend because okay, operational cost. And then I'm a friend can be. And there's also be the said almost first one now. I said, then I'm a friend Jeffrey.
So, in terms of estimating or concluding that an institution has incurred losses or made gains, it is for the Auditor General to determine and not the IMF. You understand? Because if I were to ask the minority that should you call or haul Sammy Gyamfi before the Public Accounts Committee and he appears, are you going to ask him questions based on the audited financials prepared by the Auditor General, or you are going to put before him a paper that has been written by Gum Nolen from the IMF stating that the Bank of Ghana has incurred losses to the tune of 1.74 billion? The answer will obviously be issues based on the opinions or what has been raised by the Auditor General Department. Now you ask yourself a fundamental question as to whether or not the Auditor General has conducted any audit on the Gold Board. I'm sure you know that there has been audit on the Gold Board. And that is why I started by saying it's much ado about nothing, and the media space should not give it any currency.
It's IMF.
We are misinforming the people.
It's IMF. So what should we do with the report?
No, I'm saying that's why I laid the basis. I started by quoting the Constitution, the role of the Auditor General, the institution mandated to estimate whether or not an institution has incurred losses. And I'm saying that the Auditor General has done an audit of the Gold Board. Unless you want to do propaganda, which I can easily say that, Gold Board has incurred a loss of 30 billion they have stolen here and there. But if you want to do proper education, then we must refer to the audit of the Gold Board. I have it here in my hand. And this is the auditor's opinion. The Auditor General says that Gold Board made, for the year ended 31st December, the Gold Board recorded a total revenue of 5.5 billion and total expenditure of 109 million, resulting in a surplus after exceptional items of 5.4 billion.
Ana nkomo be na NPP for na IMF for edia entide bia no omo dey on our top sir. I really want to know. Then IMF no all the African now. Please, why are we no? Educate me. Or comment section as. But Solomon Owusu any Andrew appear. Dankwa have filed a joint petition seeking a criminal investigation into Minority Leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin over an alleged 1 million extortions demand. Eti Andrew and Solomon Owusu say enough is enough. Ome here say you go for ebe investigate the air coso our Afenyo-Markin's issues in Mona. Kasi on the 17th of October 2015, NPP scrutinized Afenyo-Markin over extortion allegation. And this extortion as Sammy Gyamfi ekano. Sana even 2015, NPP as a political party already no omude on Papa a friend Alexander Afenyo-Markin. No mude on the top. Say as our question be so answer. Ne NPP as someone Minority Leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin. So ome pemu be share mpinifo. According to the Minority Leader, I say nyano kre Joy FM4 and take his information down. But what share Dr. Mahmoud Bomia, according to Afenyo-Markin on the social media, say Bomia say opedi baby oye no baby obono omo ho sa. And Bomia aware. Oh okay. And then Sammy Gyamfi be say diseniesi Bomia so. Now say ene ka papa ye friend no Alexander Afenyo-Markin Minority Leader at the times that occupy positions our NPP time ka etie no enu ni 8.26 billion Ghana cedis ECG net for 2024. Now 2024 audited financial statements 5.3 billion revenue discrepancy reported from the 2024 ECG revenue audit. Source official ECG PwC audit findings. 3.9 billion revenue payment shortfalls. 3.9 billion revenue shortfalls to power sector players. And also ECG official friends and page and a PwC audit findings. And a 8.2 billion materials procured in 2024 against 1.3 billion procurement budget. As out of 1.3 billion, no, it's going to do 8.2 billion. So, it's Parliament of Ghana, Parliament. Now, 6.9 billion procurement spending above the approved 2024 budget. Wow. So, it's Parliament of Ghana. 1,347 containers initially reported unaccounted for from ECG container records. Source Parliament of Ghana official ECG investigation. Now, about 1.5 billion liability associated with ECG containers and port-related costs. Source Parliament of Ghana official ECG investigation. About 2,500 containers ECG containers reported uncleared at Tema Port. Source Ministry of Energy official ECG investigation. 30.73 million dollars amount paid for aluminium conductors through local supply. Source Auditor General of Ghana. 17.9 million US dollars additional procurement costs compared with direct manufacturer prices. Source Auditor General of Ghana. And 402 million Ghana cedis revenue collection vendor commissions recorded in the audit. Source official ECG PwC audit findings. Now 5.14 million Ghana cedis value of 6,096 prepaid meters reported unused. Source Auditor General of Ghana. And 15.8 billion revenue recorded as collected. Now when in an institutions Ghana Water Company, ECG Ghana, Alexander Afenyo-Markin occupy the top ranking position. And almost say castle da ho. In the hormone or no cladding ye man bail condition. On say bail condition and remember Sammy Gyamfi no. And this is for Jesus Christ ba. And almost kra how far so far. I'm saying asem. But my question is say there na IMF free Ghana, Bank of Ghana and a good borrow. You didn't say NPP for report to Ghana. Am IMF Nancy yi. Eye eninti na IMF eguso a oyesa anadintia. Na Alexander Afenyo-Markin oye extortionist. So onye extortionist wetin Sammy Gyamfi ago pay mo court am yahwe. And say bonen no wedi. No wedi so a say wedi no say yoku. Petition so mo wusu any andrum di akono. Say react no keche no. Ana wadwi e osan. Ka tell me comment section na say who you new subscribe like. Share mo wia eso enya bi enwe di no e ba ko Maxi Billian I would naked truth old but trends Macau. Bye bye.